Hey, what's up guys, Shake Somebody here. We're back with another show. Tell me, which players won't take Kaizer Chiefs to the promised land? And be honest, you are jealous of Mamelodi Sundowns. Gotta talk about it. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
Let's kick things off with the CAF Champions League. Mamelodi Sundowns have 1 foot in the semi-finals. They played against Belouizdad over the weekend and they smashed them 4-1. I mean, what a side. Almost the perfect performance, you would say. The only thing that you would criticize of Mamelodi Sundowns is the fact that they conceded a goal. That was it. But other than that, the whole performance as a whole was matured. The way they played, it was as if they wanted to prove doubters wrong. You could just tell that, in previous quarterfinals, they've just not been able to get past. And Mamelodi Sundowns went there, man, to a packed stadium in Algeria and absolutely schooled the side. Unbelievable. I tell you, they are so good in transition. That was the key thing that I saw with Mamelodi Sundowns. And one thing's for sure is the Algerians couldn't play through Mamelodi Sundowns. They could only hit the ball over the top. For me, personally, they threw to the semifinals. I think it's done. I think, there's no way they lose this. I mean, Sundowns, if you lose this, then you might as well sack the players, sack the coaches, sack the technical team, sack everybody at the club. But their football, man, their football, it is so beautiful to watch. It is really good. I'm watching them play, and in the confidence they're playing, and this is not their home stadium. This is not even their home country. And I actually thought to myself, this is how Bafana should play. I really thought that. I thought this is how they should play. The way they move the ball, the way they fall back into defensive shape as well, and even just maintaining the possession as well. And judging by Walter Steinbock's comments, I don't think Safa and PSL are going to be in bed anytime soon. I just think they're not on the same page. I don't know why. I really do not know why. But the formula that Sundowns has, you just sort of ask yourself, this is the formula that I think our team should play. And especially, of course, if you're going to play better opposition, then defensively we'd have to do that. But if we're playing against opposition that we can definitely beat, this is how we should move the ball around. And I asked myself, does this country give Mamelodi Sundowns enough credit? Do we give them enough credit? Because I don't think we do. Especially considering what they're doing on the pitch. You can have qualms about what they're doing off the pitch. But what they're doing on the pitch, I think the media need to give them more attention, more credit. I think even fans too. Fans need to give them more credit. Pundits as well. I don't see pundits loving it that much. I really do not see that. And even the Sundowns fans, I just think you guys are way too concerned about what others think. I mean, if my team is playing like that, I don't care what people think. You can call us a small club, that's fine. But your team is not playing like that. And for you not wanting Sundowns to win the CAF Champions League, I understand that. For you not wanting Sundowns to win the league, I understand that. For you not wanting them to win any other trophy, I totally understand that. That's football rivalry. I think that is fair. But to hate in the way that they play on the field, nah. I think it's time that you admit that you're jealous. You were jealous, and don't get me wrong, I was there too. I was like, and eventually I had to just look at myself in the mirror and say, what's the problem, Shakes? It's because I want my side to play like that. That's the honest truth. I just want my side to play like that. And there is nothing wrong with admitting that you want your side to play like that. I see Manchester City play. I see Arsenal play. I see Barcelona play. And I look at Sundowns and I'm like, they're implementing that in Africa. And the way that they can go to another nation, Algeria, a team that had played at home 16 times. The last 16 games they've played, they've only lost once. And Sundowns outplayed them by keeping the ball. Keep raising the standards, Sundowns. Keep raising the standards, man. Because the streets, the people who love the game, they see it. And I'm wishing you guys all the best in the CAF Champions League. A race for CAF football next season versus a race for top 8 football next season. Sekhukhune United taking on Kaizer Chiefs. One team understood the assignment, and unfortunately the other one didn't. Sekhukhune won, and they deserved it. They played as a unit, they defended well, You can see Brandon Truter is really drilling it in them, how to defend tactically. After the game, I gave my review. You guys saw that. Spoke about Kaizer Chiefs players. Spoke about the honest assessment that I think Kaizer Chiefs need to have at the end of the season. Because as I was watching them play, I just thought, some are just not going to take Amakosi to the promised land. I don't see it happening. I really don't. I had a thought, and I told you guys I would have a thought. My honest and brutal assessment of which players I think can't take Chiefs any further, or even themselves. I don't see them improving any further. Let's kick things off with the goalkeepers. So when you see a cross, that's me saying I think the players gotta go. It's gotta go. A question mark, I will explain the question mark. So you look at the goalkeepers over there, I think Peterson is number one for sure. Itumeleng Kune, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time. I think that fairy tale is not going to come back. And it's fine. Some clubs have moved on from their goalkeepers. Real Madrid moved on from Iker Casillas. Chelsea moved on from Petacek. I think Kune, I don't think those glory days are coming back. And the only way I see Kune staying is two ways. Number one, either he gets another role within the club or Bruce Vuma goes. Because Bruce Vuma as well, I'm asking myself, do you want to be a second choice goalkeeper your whole career? So that's the only way I see it. But if the four goalkeepers, the first one I think who needs to hit the door for me is Kune on the pitch. Maybe he can go work as a goalkeeper coach. Let's move on to the defenders. Kwinika, I've put a question mark next to his name. I think one more season for him. One more season, because for me, a player who was Stellenbosch's player of the season, was a really good defender, 29 years old, comes to Kaizer Chiefs, and the number of errors that he's made this season, I could not believe it. I could not believe someone who is 29 is making those kind of errors. And it's a question mark to say, you've got one more season to prove yourself, man. One more season. And Gezana stays. Matoho, been a great servant. He's been a great servant. Rumors have it that he's going to be moving on. So that's fair. Austin Dube, not good enough. Not good enough for me. I understand why he doesn't play enough. Understood Baxter, he didn't play enough. Zwane is not playing him. And even every time he's played, I don't think he's grabbed his chance. In Jabulin Ngobo, a sensitive one for me because I feel like there is a player there. There's definitely a player there, but Zwane is not using him. I do not know why. And if he's not going to use him next season in the way that he's playing at this moment, not getting enough minutes, I think in Jabulin Ngobo, you need to make a decision, man. You need to make a decision because, in my opinion, the ability you have, you're a Bafana player. And Milson Dover stays. Santi, the experience, he's been really solid. I think he stays for one more season. Frosler, another one, I've put a question mark. Not to say that he must go. I think he definitely needs to stay, but he's stagnating. He is seriously stagnating. For me, Frosler by now should have had over 20 caps for Bafana, or about 30, 40 caps for Bafana. He should be a Bafana regular, and he's not. And ever since he's moved to Kaizer Chiefs, he is just stagnating. Solomon, same player. Gives it his all, just needs coaching. Really needs coaching. We move on to the midfielders. Yusuf Mart, I think we carry on. Cole Alexandra, look, injuries played a role. You could even see the game over the weekend. He's just not up to the pace. Patu Nange as well. I've put across, yes, a player that I have a soft spot for, but does not play enough. He doesn't. And of course, injuries have played a role, but he just does not play enough. He's 31 years old. I don't know if he's going to play any more than what he should. Sabelo Khadebe, I've put a question mark there. 23 years old and not playing enough. He's not playing in the likes of Shabalala is playing. I don't think Zwane trusts him as well. And in the same way, he's like in Jabulin Ngobo. He needs to also make a decision with regards to his career. Do you go out on loan? Do you leave Kaizer Chiefs perhaps? Samkelo Zwane, a revelation, definitely needs to stay. Stebe must step up his performances for me, but one more season, no doubt. And Nkosimpile Ngobo, of course, he had the loss of his father, so I totally understand in terms of some of his performance dipping, but he is someone that Kaizer Chiefs can definitely build with. Two players that I think are not going to be good enough, that are not going to take this club further. Kamohelo Mahlatsi, I really wanted it to work. I really wanted it to work, man. I thought Mesut Ozil, I made that statement because I thought the creativity that he has, but I don't think it's going to work. And Maclo as well. Not to say he's a bad player. I don't think he's a bad player, but in the way Zwane is using him as well, he plays the last few minutes of the game. I don't think he rates him either. I don't really think he rates him, and he can play in a number of positions. And in his defense, I think he's not been given the opportunity. But the problem I have there now is that when he comes on the pitch, he doesn't take the opportunity. I don't see a player who's hungry to start. That's my problem. Forwards, almost towards the end, Keegan Dolly, one more season, man. One more season. I think he's quality, without a shadow of a doubt. But one more season, and I just want him to take games by the horn, man. I just want him to lead. Sekgotha, I think he needs coaching. Sail, good player, good striker, at times. He also needs to improve. Dupree has been a menace, getting teams to get red cards. And another player, not good enough for me, Mashiane. Happy Mashiane. You know, and when they talk about youngsters, I don't know why they keep throwing his name into the hat, because he's 25 years old. I don't think Mashiane is good enough. I'll be honest, I do not think he is good enough. Billiard, he's becoming injury prone. He's 32 years old. If it was up to me, he goes. So I put an X there. Shabalala, definitely one for the future. Duba, one for the future as well. And last but not least, just like Abukalo Mahlatsi, Caleb. Yeah. I wanted it to work. I really did. And I get like this because he just does not affect games. And to be fair, Chiefs do not play to his strengths as well. They don't. They don't cross the ball. Chiefs are not that side to cross the ball. They'd rather work it into the box. And it's just, he's also lost confidence. But I don't know. It's like defenders are no more scared of him anymore. And I just think you can't have Christian and have Caleb at the club. I think Caleb is the one that needs to go. We're not done yet. He's not a player, but he's definitely a coach. His name is Zwane. You need to do better, man. You need to do better. I think some of the decisions you've made this season, you can just tell that it's your first time as a head coach at a big club. I think you need to do better. I think you deserve one more season, but I think the performances just need to be better. But let me know in the comments which players need to go and which players need to stay. It's time for our weekly bet of the week. The purpose of this segment is to show you my bet slip in hopes that it helps yours light and green. The more accurate, the more cash you get. Let's get into it. Lots of games are coming this week. Lots. We've got Premier League and we've got the DStv Premiership. First game, Aston Villa going up against Fulham, over 1.5. Leeds against Leicester, over 2.5. I see goals for days. Nottingham Forest against Brighton, either or. I've got a double chance of Forest to win or Brighton to win. And Manchester City against Arsenal. You're waiting to hear it, né? I've gone with Manchester City or draw and over 1.5. I think City do not lose this game. And last but not least, DStv Premiership. Kaizer Chiefs going up against Chippa United. I've gone with an over 1.5. Odds 5.15. I got a good feeling about this bet slip. Really do. And if you want to place this bet slip, there's a link in the description. Click it and have a go. And those are my selections. That is Bet of the Week, sponsored by Betway. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. Until the next one, all the best. It's the end of the show. It flies. It really does. Maruma Gallant going to Egypt and not losing. Take a bow. Take a bow, gentlemen. And for you that's watching, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.